What's that? What's that? Oh.
I knew you were going to react like
It's
this.
apparently.
It's surprising. Well, your reactions are refreshing compared to most of the reactions you've got.
I think interspecial couples are becoming more common nowadays.
We just have to be a little more advanced than most. Your surprise is perfectly natural.
I am surprised, but it's great. It's good. I guess you just ahead of my time.
I need to get everything set up.
Hey, Erdo, check this out.
What is it?
I gotta go back to bed.
I love you. Yes, it's blatantly obvious that Erdo and Akko are supposed to represent Haru and Legoshi. But I feel like that was the point to make it so apparent, just so it adds even more weight to the shock that happens later on.
Haru.
In this world, if you're a carnivore, you can't run through
Naruto
it.
is about to.
Carnivores constantly have to do with their Persona 4 shadow coming up to them. And then
Never seen that game. Play the game. Never seen the TV show. Persona.
And have a herbivore fetish. The fact still stands that no matter how hard you try to suppress it, your instincts will always be there. Let's admit, Legoshi and Haru don't have the best relationship. Legoshi doesn't have a phone anymore because he can't afford one, and also he barely ever visits Haru, which gives Haru a lot of away time to overthink shit and assume the worst. While Haru's in this overthinking phase, she
He has
needs
a
her friend
phone.
Akko's boyfriend at the worst possible time. Akko is being very superficial. She's all like, "Wow, look how modern we are. Follow me on TikTok." And
I don't have TikTok. I don't.
kind of going along with it. They're making interspecies relationships look so easy, and that seriously pisses off Haru. Akko doesn't know that Haru tried to climb in Legoshi's mouth because of her instincts, or that Legoshi's love for Haru just became a secondary plotline after the second arc because Perry instead decided that she wanted to make the plot of Beastars about Legoshi imposing his morals on everyone else around him. Akko doesn't know anything about Haru. She probably thinks that Haru is just some basic ass bitch. But that's not true. Haru has jumped through so many hurdles just to have a normal relationship with a carnivore, and so she calls Akko out on her bull, to which Akko does not take well at all.
Hey, wait, what's wrong? Hey, Akko. Just because your friend said some awful things doesn't mean you should give me the cold shoulder.
Why weren't you angry? You should have at least made one girl back there. She embarrassed me.
Well, I mean, it's not really weird for someone to think that way. Besides, you're only mad because she's right. We're only going out because we want to look good.
What?
We're just fooling around, to be honest. That's why we don't argue much, right?
Erdo, you're just a common mind. Are you cowering away from me? Because you don't see me as a rabbit. As a female, if you're not, then kiss me. Right here,
Okay, I'll be careful not to bite you.
Erdo knows what's going on. He knows that this is just temporary and that Akko is just a cloud chaser. You could tell that Erdo is just trying to avoid danger, and you could also tell that he's trying to heavily restrain his instincts. Akko forces herself on him, and he loses control of it. You could tell how...
Whoops, I didn't set this right. Whoops, I have to reset this.
And in a sense, you could say that he was the victim in this situation. It's kind of like how when Louis made Legoshi eat his foot. Louis straight up admitted...
I'm gonna be seeing that later on in Book 11. That's all I do now. I'm gonna see that Book 11.
What happens after they kiss? I just want to take a moment to talk about a magical writing tool called self-projectability. It's basically where a character's life and situation is very easy to put yourself into, and generally their situation is interchangeable.
Okay.
Since Erdo is not a main character or anything, Perry was able to write him as the perfect, imagine yourself in this character's shoes type of character. What I mean is, so many of us
Beastars, Book 11.
Personally, I know I went a little overboard last
Chapter
time,
80. So here we go.
But I only took them because I knew they would college application. And I knew
The story is about to begin. All these little scribbles that Haruka did. Chapter 80. Picking and choosing similarities.
Now, imagine all of that crumbling down around you within a matter of minutes, just because
We got Ibuki and Lewis.
over there. Is it some crazy shit?
Harder! Would that taste good if I ate you? Is that growling humor you share with the other herbivores? Tee, that was funny.
I was losing myself. She told me to kiss her, so I did. I never thought about eating her.
If I were carnivore, I think you look tasty. For example, I can imagine you as a carnivore. Why not? Our paws are similar and small. I bet both of us taste good. I feel safe because you were both weak. Boss, you're here?
Haru and Legosi's love has been presented to be an exception to all other interspecial couples.
Sorry, are you awake? I apologize. No problem. I haven't dreamed about Haru for the longest time now. Why? Greetings, Shishigami. I don't feel things anymore when I see herbivores meat sold at in the black market. It's been 4 months since working on these lions. I have learned a lot of new things. That's like fate that carnivores aren't the only ones who come to the black market to eat. There are no rules here. I discovered that when
and all of this because Akko provoked him. He doesn't have the luck that Legosi did. He doesn't have Louis, and Riz.
I witnessed this kind of thing. Oh, you're here, Shishigami.
He doesn't have a horseman in power.
Building muscle, sports figure,
weird the criminal record will now have to deal with for probably
hereditary problems, sexual properties, and certain things I can't pronounce. Sorry. I was just explaining to our client what each part is good for. The customer. He is an old goat, buried deep inside the black market and trained in carnivore flesh.
I ass off just to pass on his pre-calc so I could go to college for something entirely.
We have rushed over because you told us the ingredient was getting attended, but he looks pretty quiet to me. I guess he's regretting to his fate now. He decided to sell himself. No one forced him to. Mr. Goat, you are lucky. Cayman Fresh is very rare. Which technically that is true. Cayman Fresh is rare because it's mostly bone. I should have locked this camera up before I started reading.
To show how harsh this animal society could truly be. It really just gives you a huge feeling of
You are sure? Are you sure this will carry on my critical illness? Of course.
But I'm going to call back to what I said earlier.
Carver's drugs are working.
So that when Haru X Legosi eventually does work out at the end, it will be even more satisfying.
Their sales peach away, sounding priority.
Anyway, another thing I want to point out about this scene is that it represents what harsh struggles carnivores have to go through for simply being born the way that they were.
Yeah, I told you I agree, but interference with their business. Carnivore drugs, medicine are permanent, are mixtures of Kerrigan's drugs and carnivores internals.
Who love herbivores and just want to protect them. Legosi has said before that
this quickly was invented because, besides, herbivores, carnivore powders.
It's that so he could finally escape the one thing he hates most about himself.
Whether herbivores, despair after cute, or failing with our failing health, will try any treatment. And carnivores are desperate for money to end up here. I am not doing this for the cash. So please remove parts that won't kill me.
Hell, Legosi almost completely succumbed to his instincts and ate Haru at the beginning of the series. But luckily Zoe was there.
Yeah, it's just food. How old are you? I'm 37. I had to borrow money, a loan shark, and I can't repay him. There's relationships between carnivores and herbivores is interesting here. I see you're young. My lower body has been paralyzed for 10 years. I want to have sex with my wife just once before I die, for the sake of our marriage. So please, doctor, surgery prepare to serve his sexual organs. All right. Yep. Hey, what? Wait. What did you just say? Aren't you going to
I'm very, very excited for it. So I want to say
It
thank you to all the
energize me.
voice actors who
Energize
worked on
me.
this one. We all had a lot of fun working out the script together, and they all did such an amazing job on it. Also, I
What?
want to give a shout out to Kibai for
Ibuki,
drawing the
hey,
Naruto portrait
how
for this
come
video.
you're acting like
I
a
originally
dad
avoided
of
it as a
all?
part of the horror video, but then the
All of a
script
sudden,
got way
cut it
too
out.
big, and I realized that I wanted to make this
You're
as
only
a
18,
don't
boss.
make a horror video
You
work
shouldn't
out
see
fail.
things you don't
Sorry
need
this took so
to.
long. I have my
It
hands
isn't
full right
kind
now,
late
and
for
trying to
that,
do this,
Ibuki.
but I'm almost
And you
excited.
are
The horror video
already
will be out soon,
an
so
adult,
also, I'm gonna plug
18.
my Discord server and my Twitter,
That
and yeah,
was
I'll see
a
you guys in
sight
the horror video.
seeing ourselves
Over there.
in a while, I thought.
Over
They
there.
cut off
Where?
his blank
Over there.
penis.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I'll bet he's mad. Sorry, boss. Carnivor's drugs, a lot of revenge. I am taking full advantage of my statues as a herbivore to protect this business. All the doctors are nervous guinea pigs. They are to hire, as their muscles aren't second. They lay their eyes on me, a deer. Yep, thanks to you, boss. Things are getting harvest for me to grow up. Then I can manage. I can imagine. I wasn't reacting to you lions. You had a happy childhood. Go back. Go ahead and go back to your cars. I'm going to have a smoke. Okay. Ibuki makes a fuss over the boss. He became a personal aide before he knew it. I am imagining it now. Once just a fawn for sale here to be devoured alive. But now I am the one controller of the black market. Everyone else weak to bow down to society rules. Boss, you don't jump to your death. Why would I want to kill myself? Because I just figured out what your background is from you just told us. It's painful. It's a beautiful night, isn't it? Energy. It's funny. I was tattooed when I was a cub. Know what it means at first. I ran away and I was all on my own, but imagining to refuse to raise myself up. I awoke, I and me. Beep, 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 beep. Should I realize it's all along, but I can't feel it in my bones. It's a sin to live your life as ordinary, weak beast. It's cold tonight, Ibuki. You want to join me for a drink? I'll drink until the sun comes up. Cut.
That's not a gift. Every year, okay, on Valentine's Day, Christmas, our birthday. It's not a gift every year, Daddy. You just can't put a bow on it like, go get your gift, boy. No. No. Wait, hold on. Wait. Wifey is calling.
Oh, shit.
Oh, never mind. Well, she'll get too close. She's about to murder her husband. He's about to die, as well as whoever she's gonna murder. Oh. Oh. Damn, I thought she was going to do a gun. No, she said, fuck this. I'm about to turn to Jason. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, my children. Don't forget to work on your dad's table.
You do everything right in life. Play by all the rules. And still get
Are they older now?
with all the Hitlers and Epsteins of the world. After one measly marriage.
Oh, never mind. These are fucking demons. Okay.
So that's why I'm here. To to get my revenge.
Oh,
I had a hard time understanding the unprompted.
that's nice. So this is hell.
I don't think you quite understand how we're operating down here, so we take revenge out on the living. And it sounds like the core cast of your sitcom of the dead are all probably down here in hell with you.
Not all of them. That horse survived. Now they all call.
What?
How did it feel to
How
have
the
a
fuck?
crazy bitch? I just hope that sick woman finally found peace. You are so brave.
What the fuck did she cut off? Her other eye?
You're a hero! You're a hero! You're a hero! Oh, my back is killing me. There's an up.
It hurts so good. New Cracker Barrel Black Ribbon Slices.
I'm gonna use the camera. Because you guys like to mess with the camera. Use a camera that can't be moved around that much. Working 9 to 5. It's 9 to 5, you stupid. You can't read? It says right here 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. Not 5 to 9.
What do you get when you cross a carnivore-herbivore hybrid with a society that singles them out and treats him like trash? You get the most insane character in Beastars. Ever since
You
he was
crazy
first
melon.
introduced in the story to where we currently are now, it's just
You
been one
crazy melon.
non-stop roller coaster of what the fuck. But before we go any further, I want to
Spoiler warning!
chapter 124 and on. What were my first impressions of Melon? Kind of weird. So I got into Beastars around the beginning of September, and around that time, the chapter El Nino in My Desert came out. But I was only on chapter 36 or something like that at the time. It was the chapter where the lion mayor was telling Louis about how he got plastic surgery to make himself seem more herbivore-like. This was during Louis' arc where he hated that he was born weak and stuff. So I saw that the new chapter 146, came out. I knew that I shouldn't have read it, but hey, I was like, why not? The chapter was about Melon. I had never seen Melon before at this point, and this is what I thought. I thought that he was Louis after getting surgery to become more like a carnivore. Yeah, I learned that I was very wrong. But the moral of this whole first impression was that out of the gates, I somewhat found Melon pretty disturbing. Even
How
though
to?
At the time, I didn't even know that was Melon. There's something about the way that Perry designed him that makes him unsettling. But honestly, it's kind of hard to put a finger on what exactly makes him so creepy. I added up to 2 factors. One, his eyes. Whenever you see him, there's always a dark shade around at least some part of his eye at all times. It leads to an unsettling undertone to any scene that he's in, which leads directly into number 2, the design of his unpredictable personality. We know that he's capable of a lot. We just never know when or what he'll do. A scene he's in could go from talking to fork and wrist, or vibing to fucking breaks out. You really don't know what he's going to do next, and that's what makes him scary. People are afraid of the unknown. That's what his character thrives off of. I mentioned
Chapter 81.
how the reason why Melon is a sadistic
Eyes like 2 sides of
yeah. Last month we learned what his life growing up
lookerware.
and it made sense why he turned out the way he did.
You are not a carnivore. Nor
Doctors told me
but I
milk will help me heal faster. I am glad to have a long tongue. It comes useful at times like this. My arm got stitched back on, but I need to hard work at my physical therapy if I wanted to move it like before. Hey.
And I couldn't forgive her for that. Mama, this is reality. My life.
I can't talk to you if
reality.
I can't talk to you if you are so far away, Tao. Kiwi, I shouldn't have come to see you. I'm sorry. These flowers. Come here. Come. I'm fine. Today's a week. Did you cut class? I don't have class today. I mean, I have been suspended for 2 weeks, and I deserve it to be punished, of course. I can't brush off a freak accident. He's just stitched it together, and then that terrible thing happened.
Or, as I should say, lack thereof.
Hey, I want to be kids tomorrow. Hey, kids, can I have sex, please? Some stuff tonight. Can I have
kill
Sorry,
his
what the
mother
heck?
and everyone else.
Even if I told you I don't do it on purpose, it would happen.
That's all he
It
feels.
would mean
Like, in
anything.
moments where he feels
I
he
don't
should be
know
given
how
this
to
respect,
apologize.
he just inflicts pain on himself so he
to
can
you.
emulate emotions
Tao,
and fill the empty
you
void
will
in his
touch me.
mind. There's a
Will you
text
touch me
parlor
right-
that Ellen regularly
my right
goes to,
paw?
and there's a certain
What? What are you saying? How can I touch you? I ripped your arm off. It's okay.
And ends up killing his customers from extreme blood loss. That shit is right up
I
Ellen's alley.
decided if not to touch Hebe
Because his mother is a leper,
herbivores
Nolan has been
anymore.
growing spots throughout his body his whole life.
But
And he
you
tries to hide
come
them with
to me.
tattoos of melon leaves.
I want
really
you.
wasn't sure
I
why
don't
he did
want
this.
to
I thought it was
scare
because of
off
egotism or
any
something,
carnivores.
but after chapter
I want you to
162
touch
now,
me again.
He does this out of resentment. of
Want
his
you
mother.
to make
He
up.
hides
Want to make
his
up.
fangs and eyes that were inherited from his leopard mother, but not the antlers inherited from his gazelle father. Sure, a big reason for that is because herbivores are a lot more accepted in society. But then, why would he go through the trouble of covering up
Your
spots
fingers
on
move.
his
Does that mean
clothes?
your nerves have
Exactly.
reconnected?
His mother, for
He
ever giving birth
just
to a
recovered
like
some
he
since
always does is suffer.
this
He
morning.
can't blame his father for it
Really?
because he
It
never
means
healed.
there's
So going
hope.
back to the pain,
Yeah, I'm
take
fine.
a look at the scene
I
from
will
Ellen
finish my
Wheeler about
rehabilitation.
Perry tried to set up this thing where Millen was trying to.
I
make
got
Ellen
hurt,
his
but
next
you
girlfriend.
got
Well,
hurt
he
too,
hasn't really brought it
Tao.
up since chapter
I'm
one.
so glad
And
you
it's been
came
a
to see
while
me.
since then, and
Kiwi's
Millen's
arm
been
is
a
getting
while
better.
since then, and it seems that whole thing was just kind of short-lived.
Text.
But
Kiwi
again,
won't.
like, when Millen eats lunch
Kiwi
with Haru, he
can't
gets a
move
strange
his arm
sensation.
yet.
He doesn't really know what it is.
You
It could be
visit-
sexual,
You visit
hunger. He doesn't
him
really
right
know.
on.
But he gets
It's
so
such a good.
overwhelmed by
It's
it
such
that
good
he decides
news.
to plot a night
Yeah, it
in
looks like
public
Kiwi's
and
effort
stab
is paying
himself.
off.
Remember, pain is a substitution for whatever emotion he should be feeling. And since
Loom.
he probably doesn't
Maybe
have
I'll go
any
visit him
emotion,
too.
he
Ritz.
just pulls it right out in public.
Yeah,
It's a
you'll be
strange
happy to
scene,
see
and
you.
it's not supposed to be funny. Kind of,
Maybe
it's
I'll go
got
visit
a lot.
Tao.
But yeah, something that I feel that Peru really hasn't touched up upon is the fact that
Maybe I'll go
lives,
visit him
like,
too.
5 different lives.
Wow.
He's a
What the
history
hell?
professor at
Legacy.
Harvard University,
This
the boss of
light
Shishigumi,
is.
a rich masquerader, a murderer.
Hey, this light is.
The syringe
Is this
really makes it easier.
the light, huh?
But
I have to
sleep is
protect
the first step
everyone.
to having a healthy heart.
Amazing.
If
How
I were
did you get your hands on a syringe?
Devouring
How
a
did you
few
know this?
phone member.
It's like I said. I
Legacy,
tested everything in this room.
did you growl? Did you just growl? Are you mad? Don't want to tell anyone until I come to terms with myself. Sorry, it was just a hiccup.
Have you made a reservation? Because it seems that you've lost your wits.
Tao got suspicious for 2 weeks. Tao got suspended for 2 weeks. When that the just opinion of school had.
No.
That was appropriate. Take it easy. I just have to keep calm. Tao didn't do it on purpose. Still, hurt Kiwi. He committed a grim sin by following into concern of following herbivores. What?
I believe that this is what they call a shot through the heart.
Just one bullet. Fatal for herbivores.
One bullet.
You
Good enough for my body.
you have ordered a herbivore. What the right thing to do is to say that. Are you monopolizing to yourself? Tell me, Riz.
What I have is something.
He broke a stage light.
Predatory instincts. The urge to maim and kill.
Tell me, Riz, how grave is Tao's sin? Stop, Lacey. What the hell is going on? Would somebody stop them?
Don't move.
Enough. Everyone is watching. I don't care what I didn't do to you. Carnivores control their emotions. I'm so better than you. I am not suffering anymore physiologically because I know what my herbivore friend tastes
First
like.
impressions mean a lot when it comes to establishing characters, and for introducing villains, it's especially important. Let's say you
How
want to establish a
how
shady
could
crime
you?
boss villain. You want
I'm
them off the bat to threaten the
breaking
protagonist
a
by
habit
holding someone in their
of-
race hostage, and then
I'm
blackmailing
speaking
heroes to do their dirty work.
on
A villain
behalf
very
of
similar
this
to
equipment,
Legacy
of course.
How you may knew from
Pull yourself together,
They're
Legacy.
innocent looking, but on the inside they're actually fucking monsters. So let's examine this. Harime shows up as this cute
You
little
have
girl with
to
and you're like,
quietly
oh, Sully
destroy
was a girl
things.
or
Peanut.
something? So if you don't know Kill.
Right,
these
Riz?
uniforms called goat
I'm sorry,
boots.
and
If you wear one,
yes,
you
and
gain strength.
And I'll pay for the equipment. I mean,
was not wearing one, and
I
Lucy
broke.
was.
All
Lucy
right,
tries to attack her,
you
but she
made
completely
your
deflects it.
restrictions.
This puts the audience
Problem
in fear of
solved.
how powerful
Hmm.
she is, because they
Come
never
on,
saw a
let's
normal
go
human
out.
being able to stand equally
Come
a
on,
chance of Goku's
let's
power.
rehearse out,
Then she
everyone.
completely destroys his
All right,
uniform, and
everyone
begins
is
talking
here.
down to the cast in a very cryptic manner. And as she does
This monster
the
is
facade
getting
begins to go away,
overridden
because we know that
things
she's
again.
capable of a lot. From
Stop
this one introduction scene
focusing
alone,
me
we can
to your
already
cleanup
tell
after
what
you
the
will are the only
Facade is
one
powerhouse who is extremely sadistic.
ones who know that Riz killed and devoured Tim.
Well, let's
I
take
don't
a look
want
back on Mel's
to
introduction scene. Innocent
act
and
cool.
weird? Check.
I'm
Unsettled
sorry.
and
I'm sorry. I'm
check.
really
The
sorry.
character who
I
is
get
very powerful
you.
and
You're
knows
so
how to
mad.
fight
Riz
villains
is so
even
good at
check.
acting the
Check.
part of a
Mel's
nice
introduction
bear.
helps set up this creepy unpredictability that feeds
That is
how
Compo's
well he sets
options
the tone for whatever
options
chapter
of
he's
you.
in. Oh, and one more thing about his introduction scene, and I feel like if I didn't mention this, then I would be doing an injustice to the people on my Discord server.
I have you as an ally, but Riz must feel so alone because he's hiding his crime. I've never been able to stick it out. How does he stay so calm? Today I felt restricted of impaling him against the wall, impaling a wall between us. I like that one of those sufficient versions and non-versions, yeah, something like that.
Boom! The two clans were united under one banner. Anyway, sorry about that little tangent.
Everyone views the world differently on whatever they expecting things or not. Maybe I should try understanding his physiology. No. What the hell? Why would you want to meddle a criminal halfway? Anyone has potential to become a criminal. Expect a carnivore. Some of him. Legacy, you are staying. You are want to devour me. To relate to Riz better.
I don't know why, but I would see their kid as somewhat of a success.
No, not at all.
Something like what Melon could have been if he just had a normal life and if he got.
But I think I finally figured out how to resolve this. I need to fight him first, so we can truly understand each other, and maybe I might be able to have to hurry. Thought.
Well, it is true that he doesn't feel empathy for anyone, so
At this rate, I would be surprised to see Legacy on late night news tomorrow. Not my problem, I thought.
We were all sure that Melon was going to do something. We just weren't sure what it was. That is a callback to Melon's unpredictability being a huge factor in what makes him so scary. That panel when Melon steals Legosi's gun and shoots him shocked me so much that it was the first time I actually went out of the way to look for reaction videos to a Beastars chapter. So I found this one video from Nerdigans Inc. reacting to chapter 128, and I saw that it was uploaded on May 20th, 2019, during one of the best weekends in my life. Then it made me think, what if I was actually into Beastars during that time? I wonder how much more nostalgia was starting the story. Because I'll admit that the Independence arc was dragging a bit, and Melon's introduction really kicked the story back to where it used to be. I'll go into it a little bit later in this video why Melon's presence really amps up the story, but yeah. I just kind of see April, May, and June as like months where things start getting really amazing, as the peak of the year, you know? And Beastars with that chapter kind of showed that the series was getting great again. So even though I didn't even read this chapter until like October 2019, I still get nostalgia thinking about this chapter as if I did read it back in May. What I'm trying to get at here is that chapter 129 is one of my favorite chapters in the series just because of how shocking Melon is in that chapter. Speaking of Melon's abuse again, the Shishigumi.
But it looks to me that you are lost or dust.
So why did they have a hybrid for a boss?
A hybrid?
Oh.
What about you? Sorry I'm late to the party. My name's Melon, and I'm the Shishigumi's new boss. Pleased to meet you.
Melissa. You must be quite the cakes. The Shishigumi's in a decline.
What? Who wouldn't talk that badly about a spy would be missing? Unacceptable is what I'd like to say, but you're right. Shishigumi's smell is so awfully weak. Anyone with a nose can tell that. Oh well, I'll make them smell stronger. Oh, what do you think? This whole area now smells like lime, which means starting tonight, the back alley market belongs to the Shishigumi, right? Everyone's free to eat that line. Small-minded turf wars are nonsense. Meat loving day should be about showing your love for meat. You best get up and open your eyes. Come on.
He's right. He's right. That's the smell of the Shishigumi. Exactly. Shishigumi. This is meat loving day.
It's the smell of lime. He's right. Hooray for me!
You all love meat, don't you? That's why you're in the back alley market, right? What animal follows your instincts without feeling love? You awaken to love. Back alley market.
So this scene proved three things. 1, Melon is literally the Joker. 2, the back alley market is basically Tokyo from Shin Megami Tensei 4. And 3, oof, man, that scene really hurt. Sure, Oguma's death affected me a lot more, but I really cared about Dolph, and it was really sad when he fucking... Well, look, even though he survived, I still felt sad when I thought he died. The Shishigumi have just become Melon's playthings now. He really doesn't know what the hell happened to them. Can I get a rip in the chest for Masa over here? He gets abused by Melon the most, and there are so many scenes of Melon trying to kill this poor boy. And I have no idea what Melon has against Agata in specific. He just likes targeting him, I guess. So as I mentioned in my last video, Melon is now the new boss of the Shishigumi. And how is he at that role? So bad that his own group are constantly trying to make plans to kill him, even teaming up with Lugosi and Louie in some of those failed takedown attempts. Melon is just too good at figuring out what everyone is planning and always finds some way out of being arrested or dying.
If I don't avenge you now, my fate will be a suffocating decoration for the rest of my life. Even though to win the turf war, you still killed one of our precious comrades.
The Shishigumi need a lot of blood at the time, right? You think a practical guy like me has no right to be the boss? Are you thinking of throwing this Melon out?
God, he's so scary. This male who only weighs about 50 kilograms is unbearably scary. That's why I thought during Meat Loving Day. Melon is a demon that fits right in the back alley market. Ever since then, more animals in the back alley market are starting to worship the Shishigumi Melon. Oh, I see. He's the offspring of a carnivore and a herbivore.
I was so damn scared that Agata was going to die in that scene. It's because anytime anyone ever tries to stand up against Melon, he finds some brutal way to kill them. And I especially did not want Agata to die, because he's been becoming more of a main character as of recently. Psst, that's a hint for my next video, by the way. So, something tells me that we are entering the endgame of the Revenge of the Love Failure arc. Lugosi's planning on having a duel with Melon on Christmas, where he will finally settle the score with Melon for everything he's done. Because remember, if Lugosi captures Melon, then his criminal record goes away.
Beastars cosplay YouTube. Beastars cosplay YouTube.
Other authors, and when I walked into the room, all I saw was her stand up.
Governor Whitmer wants Line 5 shut down with no plan to replace the essential energy it delivers. Fixed-income families and small businesses struggling to survive will face higher energy costs. If Line 5 shuts down, then what?
Hey, Laura.
I'll watch that later.
And we started emailing.
Back in a bit.